Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. Black heart, black mind, black end. Again, hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. Let me go ahead and give y'all this message as quickly as I possibly can. I haven't been able to record over the last several days because I've been busy. My wife and I are moving. We're also involved in a search for a car, a good car, and we're not doing the new car thing because we're preparing in case the salaries get cut, and we don't want to be stuck in a new car deal where you got to make these payments and then they come along and your boss comes along and says, well, we're cutting salaries because the economy sucks. So we're avoiding that. I also, and we're if you hear the door open now and she comes home, I got to cut this short because we got to get ready to move. And today's the day we do the last of it. Got a few boxes left, and then we got to shop for the new place and then set it up so that we're ready to teach from home when the next week starts. So we got a lot to do, and I've been terribly busy. Back and forth, stressed out, this, that, and the other, multitasking, and you know we men don't do that. So that being said, yeah, I've been absent, but it's not because I didn't care. Next, the reason I'm recording this is because today when I was coming home from work, because we have to observe examinations, placement tests, the doctor that took me home, the professor, Dr. Ali, whose last name I'm not going to give for obvious reasons, said to me, Black, I just got my PhD last Sunday. I said, whoa, congratulations, man. I asked him, wait, where did you get it? He got it from the university in Malaysia. Now, y'all know I've told you about Malaysia before. My buddies over there, all that good stuff, right? So there we were. He told me about his defense of his dissertation. And when he defended his dissertation, he had to go up against an advisor that he said was very fair. He didn't tell me if the advisor was a lady or a man, but he also had to go up against two militant feminists. He said one was downright extreme. They were not even Chinese Malaysians who were more subject to these influences. They were Malay women. This means they came from Muslim backgrounds. He knew by their names. When he told me that, I said, that's it. That's it. That's it. So I asked him some more questions. Because I've told you all to look at Southeast Tropical Asia as a spot to consider. I have not, when you're looking for spouses and you want to build some legacies, I've said to you that this is one place where it's not even, being a black man in many cases doesn't even put you behind a white dude. I would rather you than a white guy. But I'm going to have to take Malaysia off that list. I visited twice, I've enjoyed it, but I wasn't in the marriage market myself. Apparently, I'm not a bad catch in that market, as far as the ladies are concerned. But I myself, while I do find them in general to be cute, I also prefer, I would prefer only the darkest ones. The other thing too is that, as y'all know, I knew who I wanted to marry my first time going. She and I were married my second time going. I wasn't in the market, but I got the impression that for a lot of you gentlemen listening that are Muslim, that would be great like the rest of Southeast Tropical Asia. And what I've since found is that while there probably are still great places and great ladies, I'm just going to let y'all know straight away. It appears that, I don't know much about the countryside, but it appears that in the city, it is not a good idea. Apparently, KL at least is, it's just too inundated with the feminism to where you can find it anywhere. Remember my buddy had to go through it. His first fiance did all this stuff. Spent money, put him in debt, cheated, all that. The second lady, before she actually became a fiance, he was considering her. she'd been married before, so that explained why she had a child. She wasn't a baby mama, but she had a tattoo and she had attitude. Now, she was nice and polite to my wife and I, and apparently to him, until the pain would come because she suffered from leukemia. But when he said, wait, he did the research and found that there were pain medications available. She just wouldn't take them according to the prescriptions. She fussed at him, and this was not during one of those episodes of pain. And when she fussed, she would cuss. And he said, oh, I'm not going to be able to make you happy. It's not going to work. So 2 in a row he had to go through. Now, he has since then re-met a lady that is actually one of his in-laws, meaning I think she's a sister or cousin of his sister-in-law. And they'd met before, but it was very brief. And this time they had more time to talk and they clicked. So they each went to the families and said, look, his brother and her sister are already married. Do they approve or disapprove of he and her marrying? And the family said, we approve. Both of them said that. So everybody's in agreement. He went to her, he went with her and got some of the paperwork done. And I think all they got to do now is have the ceremony and the final signing, the final step. And I'm happy for him. I can't go there because Gulf nations ain't letting us come back if you leave. But, I can't go and see the wedding, but it'll probably be sometime in September. However, this man in Malaysia had to go through 2 bad ones. I mean bad, by their cultural standards, some of the worst. Now, why? Because the worst are still the most available. That's why. I don't know what the percentage is. I just know that the worst are the ones that are the most available. It's the same thing with sisters when they're talking about us black men. The worst brothers are also the most available all the time. They can find the worst brothers. And we can find the worst sisters because they're the most available. You can go to the club just trying to dance. You ain't looking. And there they go. The worst one. She ugly as sin. You can see it with the lights dim. She got a bunch of kids at home, and she would never even tell you that she has them. That's what's out there. But the thing was that this was not supposed to be widely available enough in that culture to where 2 in a row would be this way. That means it's further gone than what I thought. Now, Don Calypso, shout out to you, sent a link to me telling me about large numbers or increasingly large numbers of Malaysian women that were not married and not marrying. And they were giving different reasons. And I thought, well, okay, this seems to be the beginning of something. And that was one of the reasons why I told you all that you must go abroad and head this off at the past. Stop this feminism in the beginning. No. Let them know. Let these men know. Let these women know. And I had to tell the man in Jordan something. I said to him, well, I'm learning about Malaysia from you because you had to defend your dissertation from 2 extreme feminists and one that was fair. And congratulations on getting the PhD. Damn, man. Damn. This is major. So I have to tell you, gentlemen, I amend what I previously said. I don't know how it is in Indonesia. Art Zuck can tell you more. I haven't been to Brunei or Singapore. I know what others have told me. I have not been to Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, or Vietnam. I know what others have told me. They have not complained about these areas. I've not been to the Philippines, even including the South. I know what others have told me. Generally, these places are getting good reviews. Men that go to pay to play, which I don't recommend, they don't complain. Men that go for girlfriends don't complain, and men that go there and get married have not complained, except for some white guys I know. One, a stereotypical white American that was a bit of a bully when he would go abroad. He worked here. He got into fights and got transferred. Another one was a Canadian. He was miserable. He married one of the poorest Panays he could find. And her brothers were, they were like thugs, carried knives and stuff. And he didn't know all this till after he and she had kids. And then the other one had married a South Korean lady. And of course, she cut the drawers off at 40. And so every time he would leave the Gulf on a vacation, he would cheat on her right off the bat. He would take vacations just to cheat. And he left her in Canada. Other than that, brothers ain't been complaining. And I've been saying Southeast Tropical Asia. And so I maintain that until I get more news. But I wanted to amend what I said previously with the new information and to take Malaysia off that list. I don't know about the countryside. And I'm talking again to you Muslims, because the Malay people are Muslim. I don't know about the countryside that much. I went to Langkawi before. I don't really know. I wasn't sampling the fruits anyway, because I don't believe in adultery. But apparently Kuala Lumpur is a problem, definitely. And when it comes, the second lady that was going to talk to my buddy about marriage, she was actually from Sarawak. That's the other island. That's a remote province. I don't know what to tell you about the country overall, so I'm going to take it off the list. But let this be a lesson, gentlemen. We must, when we do travel, and when we don't, we must hit them up in person if we travel, and in the chat rooms, and we must go into the chat rooms if we don't travel, and head this stuff off at the pass. Head it off before it makes any more headway than it's already made. Because the places that are good to go to are going to change for the worst if we don't. And I'm not even talking about going to pay to play. You ain't going to be able to find a wife. You could promise commitment and you won't be able to entice them with that if things keep going on. Because they're going to look and say, no, we want you to commit resources. We don't want you to commit anything else but resources. Stuff you have to work for, work hard in order to get, or be very lucky to already have. That's all we'll take you committing. We don't care about anything else. That's what will happen. And I want you to stop and think about the place where you can be treated well. And you land there, and all of a sudden, if they look like a 5, they are too good to even treat you with any sort of decency. And will tell you, no, you are here as a sugar daddy. And I don't want to give you any sugar. I got this other one over here. Now that's the one I'll actually do and screw and treat well. You're here to support us. I want you to stop and imagine them just saying this. Now, people will say that's already happening. And in certain pay-to-play areas, yes, I'm sure that is the case in some of those zones. But I want you to stop and imagine a nation being like that. I want you to stop and think about that. That's exactly what it's going to look like. You're not going to have a place, and I'm talking to those of you that want to go the chaste route, the marriage route. You ain't going to have that option. It'll have to be artificial wombs in order for any of you to become parents and raise kids. And I'm not looking forward to that for you. I wish I had better news, but this is one example of when we didn't head it off at the pass. Take this and spread it. Hit the share button. Chat rooms and face-to-face people. Thanks for listening. I hope that what I've said one day will not be true. And in the meantime, until that day, I hope it helps. Black heart, black mind, black out. Assalamu alaikum. And black heterosexual male non-select power just because they don't like it.